Hello and welcome to this demonstration about VecTcl. Today I'm gonna show you how you can do image processing using VecTcl. VecTcl is an extension for the Tcl programming language. You can download it from GitHub and it is used to do numerical math. So it's very similar to MATLAB or NumPy. And if you use the newest version, then in the demo folder you can run this program. This was also used for the EuroTcl 2015 conference in Cologne, the same demonstration. So what can you do with it? First, this thing is a two-dimensional function plotter. So for example, if I'm putting in here sine of x and click the run button, then the sine of x is shown as the color in this image as a function of x, and we see vertical stripes. And if I'm putting the normalize button, then we will actually see the full range. If I'm going to key in the sine of y, then of course, clicking the run button, we see horizontal stripes. And if I'm putting in sine of y times sine of x, then we will see a pattern of squares. Now, this is not really interactive. Let's make it a little bit more interactive by putting here sine of y times r1 and sine of x times r2. So what is this r1 and r2? These are the values of those sliders down here, and if I'm now pulling on these sliders, I can change the wavelength of y, and pulling here I can change the wavelength of x. And as you can see, this runs fully smooth on this MacBook in real time. We can also process an image. So let's first load an image by clicking the open button and taking, for example, this image. Now, this image is put into the variable input. So let's create a copy in Z and then just show it. Then nothing special happens, we just see the input image. But now I can, for example, manipulate the alpha plane. Since this is a color image, it has 3 dimensions. The first dimension is the height, the second dimension is the width, and the third dimension is the color plane. And the color plane number 3 is the alpha channel. And if I'm now multiplying this alpha channel by the value of the slider 1, we can make the image fade away. Also, if instead of the alpha channel, we reduce the values of the zeros and first channel, which is the red and the green channel, we get a simulation of daytime, because if we increase it, we can make the sun rise or also the moon shine. Another possibility is to actually distort an image. For that, I'm gonna preload the code from this handy pull-down menu here. I have this wiggle, and what this actually does is it offsets the lines a bit. You can see that on this plate it looks a bit jaggy. So I'm having here the slider 1, it changes the strength of the offset. If I'm pulling the slider 2, it changes the wavelength. So we have a large wavelength, small wavelength. And the third slider modifies the phase. Now you can do actually something very cool by just having this second slider animated. And it looks as if there are water waves traveling on a pool. Yeah, enjoy it. So now the waves are starting to emerge. And if instead of the second slider we actually animate the first, let's try this wavelength for example, we animate the third slider, just the phase moves and it looks as if the waves are traveling with constant speed. So thank you for listening to this and see you soon.